The late afternoon sun cast long shadows across the quiet residential street in Seattle's Beacon Hill neighborhood. But on January 30, 2025, a chilling call shattered the peace. Denaya Young, a 29-year-old resident, dialed 911. Her voice, thick with panic, confessed a horrifying truth. She had gone too far in punishing her son. Young revealed she had been disciplining her 14-year-old son, Jemiere Da'metrius James Robinson, for not completing his chores. What started as a reprimand escalated into a brutal beating. Young repeatedly struck Jemiere with an HDMI cord. She admitted to losing count of the blows. When paramedics arrived, they were greeted by a scene of unimaginable brutality. Jemiere was rushed to Harborview Medical Center, his pulse faint, his breath shallow. Despite the heroic efforts of the medical team, Jemiere could not be saved. The news of Jemiere's death ripped through the community like a shockwave. The medical examiner's report provided a chilling account of the brutality Jemiere endured. His young body bore the weight of 1,172 individual injuries. 74 of those injuries marred his face and head. Sudden Inflammatory Response Syndrome, brought on by extensive blunt force trauma, was listed as the official cause of death. Young's confession revealed a chilling narrative of the events leading up to Jemiere's death. She described in graphic detail how she repeatedly struck him with the HDMI cord. Young's boyfriend and stepfather to Jemiere's 3 half-siblings was present during the assault but claimed he did not intervene. The details of the case sent a collective gasp of horror through the community. People grappled with the incomprehensible, struggling to understand how a mother could be capable of such violence against her own flesh and blood. As the investigation into Jemiere's death progressed, a disturbing pattern of abuse began to emerge. Young confessed to previously hitting Jemiere with a closed fist. She admitted to possibly choking him in the past. This was not simply a case of discipline gone wrong. It was a pattern of abuse that had escalated to a horrific climax. Further investigation revealed that Jemiere had been living with his aunt, his legal guardian, prior to his death. He was visiting his mother in August of 2024, but was never returned to his aunt's care. Adding to the unsettling narrative, past charges against Young and her boyfriend came to light. In 2018, the couple was arrested and charged with assault and battery after an altercation with a doctor at a South Carolina hospital. Young had thrown ice water at the doctor, and her boyfriend had shoved him. The more investigators uncovered about Young's past, the clearer it became that Jemiere's death was not an isolated incident. In the wake of Jemiere's death, the community searched for ways to make sense of the senseless. A candlelight vigil was held in his memory, a solemn gathering where mourners shared their grief and outrage. Denaya Young was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. She was booked into King County Correctional Facility, her bond set at a staggering $3 million. Her arraignment, scheduled for February 13, 2025, promised to be a somber affair. The prosecution, armed with a mountain of evidence, prepared to seek justice for Jemiere. The legal proceedings, while necessary, could not erase the pain of Jemiere's absence. His memory lived on in the hearts of those who loved him, a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of domestic violence. The tragedy of Jemiere Robinson's death shook the Seattle community to its core. The quest for justice continued, but the scars left by this tragedy would forever remain etched in the hearts of a community forever changed.